Altiplano Maximum Security Prison, Mexico. July 19, 2015, 1 a.m. The guards make their rounds. Cell 14. They shine flashlights through the bars. Joaquin Guzman, El Chapo, the world's most wanted drug lord, lies on his bed. He's reading. Looks calm. The guards move on. At 1:38 a.m., cameras in the shower area go dark for exactly 18 seconds. When they come back online, El Chapo is gone. The bed is empty. In the shower, there's a hole, 20 inches by 20 inches, cut perfectly into the concrete floor. The hole drops 30 feet straight down into a tunnel. The tunnel is 5 feet tall, 3 feet wide, lit with LED strips, ventilated with PVC pipes, and equipped with a motorcycle on rails. The tunnel runs 1.3 miles, directly under his cell, directly to freedom. Police arrive at 2:15 a.m. They descend into the tunnel. It's sophisticated, professional, military-grade construction. This took 16 months to build, cost $1 million, required exact GPS coordinates. And according to intelligence reports, those coordinates came from a smartwatch, smuggled in by his wife. The story: Altiplano Prison, State of Mexico, 55 miles west of Mexico City, built in 1991. Maximum security, holds the most dangerous criminals in Mexico. Concrete walls, watchtowers, motion sensors, 24-hour camera surveillance, 700 guards. This is where they sent El Chapo after his first escape in 2001. That escape was embarrassing. He walked out hidden in a laundry cart, bribed guards, disappeared for 13 years, became a legend. The Mexican government swore it would never happen again. They upgraded everything. New cameras, new protocols, solitary confinement, 23 hours a day in his cell, 1 hour of exercise in a small concrete yard, no contact with other prisoners, monitored constantly. El Chapo arrived at Altiplano in February 2014 after his recapture. The world watched. News helicopters circled the prison. Reporters called it escape-proof. The warden gave interviews, promised El Chapo would never see freedom again. But what they didn't know was that the planning had already begun. Not inside the prison, outside. Emma Coronil Aispuro, 25 years old, former beauty queen, El Chapo's third wife. They met when she was 17. He was 49. They married in 2007. She gave birth to twin girls in 2011 in California. American citizens. Emma is beautiful, poised, always dressed perfectly. Designer clothes, expensive jewelry. She attends every court hearing, sits in the front row, never shows emotion. To the media, she's the loyal wife. To investigators, she's something else. A courier, a messenger, possibly an accomplice. After El Chapo's arrest in February 2014, Emma visits him regularly. Every 2 weeks, she brings the twins, the guards. Search her thoroughly. Metal detectors, pat-downs. They check everything. Her purse, her shoes, the children's toys. They find nothing. Because Emma is patient. She's not smuggling drugs or weapons. She's smuggling information. And she's very, very careful. Spring 2014, 3 months after El Chapo's imprisonment. Somewhere in Sinaloa, a meeting takes place. The Sinaloa cartel's top lieutenants gather. These are the men who run the operation while El Chapo is locked up. They control drug routes from Colombia to Chicago. Cocaine, heroin, methamphetamine, billions of dollars annually. But without El Chapo, the organization is vulnerable. Rival cartels are moving in. The Zetas, the Jalisco New Generation cartel. Territory is being lost. Profits are dropping. They need their leader back. One of the lieutenants, a man known only as El Ingeniero, the engineer, presents a plan. Not a laundry cart this time, not bribed guards. Something impossible. A tunnel, directly under El Chapo's cell. The room goes quiet. Someone asks how. El Ingeniero explains. They need 3 things. First, the exact GPS coordinates of El Chapo's cell. Second, a construction crew willing to work in secret for 16 months. Third, $1 million. They have the money. They have the crew. But the coordinates are the problem. Altiplano's layout is classified. The cell locations aren't public. They need someone inside to provide the exact location. They need Emma. June 2014. Emma visits El Chapo. The guards search her, find nothing. She sits across from him in the visitation room. Glass partition between them. Phones to communicate. Cameras recording everything. They talk about the twins, about family, about nothing important. But Emma's left hand rests on the table. Her wedding ring catches the light. She taps her finger 3 times. A signal. El Chapo nods slightly. The conversation continues. 15 minutes later, Emma leaves. The guards review the footage. Later, nothing suspicious. Just a wife visiting her husband. But the message was delivered. The plan is moving forward. Over the next 3 months, Emma makes 6 more visits. Each time she wears different jewelry, a bracelet, a necklace, earrings. The guards check everything. Metal detectors, x-rays, nothing suspicious. But on her 4th visit, something changes. Emma wears a new watch, silver, elegant. Looks expensive, but not unusual. The guards scan it. Metal detector beeps. Emma explains it's just a watch. They examine it. It's a smartwatch. Fitness tracker. Counts steps. Monitors heart rate. Completely legal. They let her keep it. What the guards don't know is that this smartwatch has been modified. The fitness tracking software has been replaced with GPS logging software. Every location Emma visits is recorded. Latitude, longitude, precise to within 3 feet. During the visitation, Emma places the watch on the table. Right next to the glass partition, right next to El Chapo, the watch records the GPS coordinates. Latitude, 19.4928 degrees north. Longitude, 99.6153 degrees west. The exact location of El Chapo's cell. Emma leaves, takes the watch with her. 2 days later, she meets with El Ingeniero. Hands him the watch. He downloads the data. They have the coordinates. Construction begins immediately. Summer 2014. 1.3 miles from Altiplano prison, a small property. Abandoned warehouse, surrounded by farmland. The cartel purchases it through a shell company. Cash transaction. No questions asked. Within a week, construction equipment arrives. Excavators, concrete mixers, ventilation systems. To neighbors, it looks like renovation work. Loud, disruptive, but nothing suspicious. Inside the warehouse, workers begin digging. Straight down, 30 feet, then horizontal, toward the prison. The tunnel is 5 feet tall, 3 feet wide, reinforced with wood beams, lined with PVC, pipes for ventilation, LED strips for lighting, and a motorcycle on rails to move dirt out, to move El Chapo out. The engineering is sophisticated. They're digging under a maximum security prison, under motion sensors, under seismic detectors. One mistake and the tunnel collapses. Or worse, the guards discover it. But El Ingeniero is careful. He hires mining engineers, men who've built drug tunnels under the US-Mexico border, men who understand soil density, water tables, structural integrity. They work in shifts, 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, for 16 months. Inside Altiplano, El Chapo waits. He knows the plan, he knows the timeline, but he can't show it. He follows every rule, cooperates with guards, never causes problems. model prisoner. The warden is pleased, tells reporters that El Chapo has accepted his fate, that he's no longer a threat. But every night, El Chapo lies in his cell and listens, listening for sounds, vibrations, anything that indicates the tunnel is getting close. Months pass, nothing. Then one night in June 2015, El Chapo hears something, faint, almost imperceptible, a vibration in the floor. He presses his ear to the concrete. There it is. Digging. They're close. Over the next 3 weeks, the sound grows louder. El Chapo can hear machinery, voices. The tunnel is directly beneath him. But there's a problem. The tunnel ends under the shower area, not under his cell. The shower is 15 feet away. El Chapo needs to be in the shower when the tunnel breaks through. But he only gets 1 hour of exercise per day. The rest of the time, he's locked in his cell. He needs to change his routine, make the guards comfortable with him being in the shower at night. July 2015, El Chapo starts complaining about insomnia, tells the guards he can't sleep, asks if he can shower at night. Warm water helps him relax. The guards discuss it. It's unusual. But El Chapo has been cooperative. Model prisoner, they approve it. New routine. Every night at 1 a.m., El Chapo is allowed to shower for 15 minutes. The guards monitor him on camera. But the shower area has a blind spot, a small section where the camera angle doesn't quite reach. That's where the tunnel will break through. July 18th, 2015. 11 p.m. Inside the tunnel, workers make the final cut. They're directly under the shower. They can hear water running through pipes above them. El Ingeniero gives the order, break through. Workers use a concrete saw, cutting from below, slowly, quietly. By midnight, the hole is complete, 20 inches by 20 inches, just big enough for a man to fit through. They wait. El Chapo's shower time is 1 a.m., 60 minutes from now. 1 a.m., July 19th, 2015. El Chapo tells the guard he wants to shower. The guard unlocks his cell, escorts him to the shower area, watches him enter. The camera records everything. El Chapo turns on the water. Steam fills the room. He steps into the blind spot, looks down. There's the hole, cut perfectly into the floor. He can see lights below, hear the motorcycle engine idling. El Chapo doesn't hesitate. He lowers himself into the hole. Feet first, drops 30 feet, lands in the tunnel. Hands grab him, pull him onto the motorcycle. The engine revs. They're moving, fast. The motorcycle races through the tunnel, 1.3 miles. LED lights flashing past. Ventilation pipes humming. It takes 11 minutes. At the other end, a ladder. El Chapo climbs, emerges in the warehouse. A truck is waiting, engine running. He gets in. The truck drives away. By 1:38 a.m., El Chapo is gone. The most wanted drug lord in the world, escaped from a maximum security prison. Again, 1:45 a.m. The guards notice El Chapo's shower is taking too long. They check the camera. Steam everywhere. Can't see clearly. A guard enters the shower area. Calls his name. No response. The guard steps into the blind spot. Sees the hole. Radios immediately. Code red. Prisoner escaped. Alarms sound. The prison goes into lockdown. Guards flood the shower area. They shine flashlights into the hole. See the tunnel, the lights, the motorcycle tracks. Someone radios the warden. He arrives within minutes, descends into the tunnel, walks the entire length, 1.3 miles, emerges in the warehouse, empty. El Chapo is gone. The warden calls the president. This is a national emergency. By 3 a.m., the news breaks. Every media outlet in Mexico, CNN, BBC, Al Jazeera, El Chapo has escaped. Again. The Mexican government is humiliated. The president addresses the nation, promises El Chapo will be recaptured, offers a $5 million reward. But El Chapo is already in the mountains. Sinaloa, his territory, surrounded by cartel soldiers, untouchable. The investigation begins immediately. How did this happen? Who helped him? The tunnel is too sophisticated, too precise. Someone provided the GPS coordinates. Intelligence agencies review visitation records. Emma Coronel visited 6 times. They review surveillance footage, nothing suspicious. But then an analyst notices something, the smartwatch. Emma wore it during one visit, placed it on the table, right next to the glass partition, right next to El Chapo. They request the watch. Emma's lawyer refuses, claims it's personal property, but investigators don't need the watch. They subpoena her phone records, find GPS data, locations she visited, dates, times. One location stands out, the warehouse. Emma visited it 3 times during construction. She's arrested in February 2019, charged with conspiracy, drug trafficking, money laundering, and assisting in El Chapo's escape. She pleads not guilty, claims she's just a wife, a mother, knew nothing about the tunnel. But prosecutors present evidence, the GPS data, the warehouse visits, testimony from cartel members who cooperated. In February 2021, Emma pleads guilty, sentenced to 3 years in prison, released in September 2023. She's free now, living in California, raising her daughters. El Chapo wasn't as lucky. He was recaptured in January 2016, 6 months after his escape. Extradited to the United States in January 2017. Tried in New York, found guilty on all counts. Sentenced to life in prison plus 30 years. He's currently in ADX Florence, Colorado, Supermax prison. 23 hours a day in solitary confinement. No contact with other prisoners, no visitors except his lawyers. He will never escape again. But the tunnel remains, a monument to audacity, to precision, to the power of a cartel that could dig 1.3 miles under a maximum security prison. 16 months of construction, $1 million, and 1 smartwatch. That's all it took. The Mexican government sealed the tunnel, filled it with concrete, demolished the warehouse. But the story lives on. The wife who smuggled a smartwatch, the GPS coordinates that pinpointed a cell, the tunnel that freed the world's most wanted man. Was it worth it? For El Chapo, no. He's in prison forever. For Emma, maybe. She served 3 years. She's free. For the cartel, absolutely. They proved that no prison can hold them. That loyalty means everything. That even maximum security has weaknesses. And all you need is patience, precision, and 1 smartwatch with GPS.